Hello everyone, welcome to Southern Wreaths. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Today I'm making this really pretty eucalyptus wreath. These are the supplies I'm going to use to make this wreath. The really cool thing about this wreath is you can customize it to whatever colors you want or your customer wants. So I bought 2 eucalyptus, I think it's frosted eucalyptus garlands from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just pulling them off. They come right off of the vine here. I took them outside and spray painted them. I didn't record myself doing that because it's just spray painting. And I'm using a 14-inch grapevine wreath for a base. And I'm just going to clean it up real fast with my wire cutters just to make it nice and neat. You don't want sticks sticking out of your eucalyptus. Going back to the spray painting, you want to make sure everything's completely dry before you continue on. And I actually washed them with a little bit of soapy water just to kind of get rid of the smell a little bit, because spray paint really stinks, and if you're shipping it like I did, you don't want the first thing they smell when they open it to be spray paint. So this section right here that you see that's already done, I kept the bundles together, and there was like 3 per bundle. I did not like the way it was covering, and I didn't like the way it was standing up, so I decided to just cut everything apart. So my suggestion to you, if you do this, is go ahead and cut everything before you start. You'll see that at the end it actually looks funny in that one section because it's a lot fuller because everything wasn't sticking together like I wanted it to. But I'll show you what I did to fix that as well. I'm using Gorilla Hot Glue, and I'm just putting hot glue on the tip of each piece of eucalyptus. I'm trying to kind of mix up the colors a little bit. But in certain sections, I do kind of cluster a little bit of colors together just because I think it looks nice. You want it to look very natural, which of course these colors aren't, but just for the sake of the wreath, you want it to look natural. And the fun thing about this wreath is you can leave it all green, so it could be like a year-round wreath, or you can customize it to any colors you want. Fall, spring, you can even do Christmas or winter. It was a lot of fun to make, and I think I want to make one for myself with just the plain green, just to be like a yearly or everyday wreath. About the clusters and the individual, if you look up here at the top right, do you see how they're spread out? They're really, to me, it looks messy. It's not nice and neat. The other side looks really good, and it's all even and organized. So I would suggest, like I said before, cutting up everything before you even start. Now I'm just going to continue adding in my pieces of eucalyptus. After a little while, I decided to kind of squeeze the glue directly onto the wreath base, and then you can just stick the eucalyptus into that. So it doesn't matter which way you connect them to the wreath, you just want to make sure there's glue on them. If anyone's interested in following me on social media, you can find me on Instagram at Southern Wreaths More, on Facebook at Southern Wreaths, and I also have a Facebook group called Southern Wreaths and More. I also have all of these links in the description below. This is a really easy wreath to make. It is time consuming, but if you put on a show or listen to music while you do it, it kind of goes really quickly. And I enjoy doing stuff like this where you don't have to really think. You just you're just doing. It's very relaxing. But I really love how this turned out, and I was really excited to show the customer because she showed me a picture and was like, hey, can you make this for me? And I was like, I always tell people I'm not going to make it exactly like the picture you show me because I don't want to copy anyone. I want to respect their work, but I'll make it, my own way. The other one had more colors in it, the picture she showed me. This one, she went through and picked which color she wanted, and it was really nice to get to work with her and figure out exactly what she wanted. See there, I added the glue to the actual base, and now I'm just going to stick the eucalyptus into it. So a couple things about this glue. It takes a really long time to dry, but once it's in there, it's difficult to remove the pieces. So like here I'm showing you, I wanted to go through and fix where it's really thick on this side and not on the other side. So I'm just using my wire cutters to cut it away because when I tried to pull, it wasn't cooperating. So be careful when you're adding stuff to this wreath. You might want to go through with one like quick quickly put everything in and then go back through and add in pieces. That was probably a better idea than what I did, because I didn't have enough, but this was enough to cover it. So basically what I did was go through the thick part and cut away anything that I thought was overcrowded in that section, and I just moved it to the other side, so it all kind of balanced out in the end. And another tip with this glue is once it's set, like once you stick the glue on the eucalyptus and you stick it into the wreath, you want to let it dry before you keep pressing up against it, because I had some pieces kind of fall out of place. I hope that makes sense. So let's say you were doing them in 3-inch sections, and when you started noticing that pieces of it were moving around, what I did was just stop for a little bit and let the glue set before I continue going, so that it wasn't overcrowding and I wasn't getting with a big mess of hot glue. That way you don't burn your fingers or anything. So take your time with this wreath, especially if you're using Gorilla Glue, and just kind of do it a little section at a time. That way everything looks nice and neat in the end. So I go back through and spend a little bit more time getting it even, but I wanted to show you how I add a hanger so your customer can hang up their wreath. So I take a pipe cleaner and kind of bend it in half, stick that through a piece of the vine that's really strong. I twist it around, and then I'm just going to loop it through that loop, and then just keep twisting it around the loop that I've created. You can also separate the two and just kind of wrap them around to make it nice and neat. It's completely up to you how you attach it. You don't want it to be a really big loop though, because then it won't look right when you have it hanging up. But that hangs perfectly that way. But that's it. That's how I made my eucalyptus ball wreath. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, or you can email me at craftingwithlee@yahoo.com. Thanks so much for watching, and if y'all learned anything today or liked my video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.